Dispatch, how can I help you?
Hi. Last night I got home from the bars with my girlfriend, and she got upset at me and ran off. And I chased her and wasn't able to find her, and I still haven't heard from her. Her phone's off. I called all her family, and they haven't heard from her, so I'm wondering what you recommend I do.
Where was she last seen at?
Alpine Meadows apartment complex. It's like at the top of College Way.
When 23-year-old Kaylee Sawyer vanishes from just outside her apartment on the night of July 23, 2016, no one imagines the nightmare that is about to unfold. What begins as a routine missing person case quickly spirals into one of the most chilling crime sprees in Oregon history, spanning 2 states and involving kidnapping, carjacking, attempted murder, and a 10-mile police chase. At the center of it all is a man with a deadly urge to kill.
All throughout my life, I have struggled with somehow the urge to kill. So I threw her down and I hit her with a rock on the head. After that, I dragged her body behind a tree there and I hit her with another rock. And that's when I think she died because I heard her breathing her last breath.
According to your story, this is where it does not make sense. If your intent isn't already there to do some kind of harm or some kind of evil to her, some friggin' evil that's there, bro, it's there. You just gotta face it down, man.
The fateful night begins on a celebratory note. Kaylee goes out with friends to celebrate a bachelorette party. They spend the evening bar hopping around downtown Bend, drinking and dancing. At some point during the night, Kaylee's friends notice she is dancing with a guy who isn't her boyfriend, Camron Rimhofer. They are flirting, but nobody thinks much of it. Sometime later, Kaylee sends a message to a mutual friend of hers and Cam's, apologizing for dancing with somebody else. A few minutes after that, she texts Cam directly, asking him to pick her up. When Cam arrives, the couple argue in the car. What starts as a minor disagreement quickly escalates. At 12:14 a.m., they return to their apartment at the base of the hill leading up to Central Oregon Community College. Cam suggests Kaylee take a short walk to cool off and goes upstairs, expecting her to follow soon after. By 12:24 a.m., she still hasn't returned. Cam goes outside to look for her, but can't find her anywhere nearby. They exchange a few short, tense messages. Her final text comes through at approximately 12:42 a.m. Are you kidding? Because that's bullshit. Goodbye. Phone off. Moments later, her phone goes silent. Cam tries calling her several times, but each call goes to voicemail. Eventually, he assumes she needs time to cool off and goes to bed, expecting her to return before morning. By early morning on Sunday, July 24, 2016, no one has heard from Kaylee Sawyer. Her boyfriend, Cam, wakes to an empty apartment and a string of unanswered messages. Throughout the day, he keeps texting, asking if she is safe and when is she coming home. But there is no reply. By 6 p.m., Cameron can't wait any longer. He calls 911 to report Kaylee missing. A short time later, Kaylee's mother, Julie Van Cleve, places her own 911 call, pleading for help in finding her daughter.
Dispatch, how can I help you?
Yes, I need to have an officer call me. My daughter is missing, and she is over 23, but she has epilepsy and some medical issues.
What's the address that she's missing from?
It's her boyfriend's. She and her boyfriend, they live up at the Regency by COCC. Her boyfriend did call, and the police officer said, well, just keep looking for her. And she,
what's the phone number he would have called from? Do you know? All right. And what is your name?
My name is Julie, Juli. Last name Van Cleve, VANCLEAVE.
Okay. I'm going to have the officer who spoke with her boyfriend earlier give you a call, okay?
That would be awesome. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
At first, the detectives treat the case as a routine missing person investigation and begin their inquiries. Their first focus is on the people closest to Kaylee. Since he was the last person to see her alive, Camron Rimhofer becomes the initial person of interest. Detectives interview him extensively. They examine his story, his phone, his computer, his car, and their apartment. He cooperates fully, retracing his movements and providing access to everything they ask for. Nothing links him to her disappearance. But in those first crucial hours, Detectives can't rule anything out. The detectives can tell Camron truly has no idea where Kaylee is. He appears genuinely scared and shaken, so they rule him out as a suspect. Kaylee's silver Subaru Impreza is still parked outside her friend's house, the same place she left it before heading out for the party. It confirms she never made it back to get her car. After the hours pass, officers begin retracing Kaylee's steps from the night before. They speak with friends from the bachelorette party, check local bars, and canvass the area near the Central Oregon Community College campus. They also ping Kaylee's cell phone, trying to track her location. The pings bounce around, one in Madras, another on Mountaineer Way in Bend, then one near Black Butte. Detectives race to Black Butte, thinking they are about to find her. But when they get there, they discover the pings aren't coming from Kaylee's phone at all. It was an old phone she had given to a friend to use as a tablet. When that person turns it on and connects to Wi-Fi, it shows up as Kaylee's phone. Meanwhile, Cam drives the same route over and over, from their apartment to the college and back again, hoping to spot her on the roadside or walking home. By evening, the search expands. Detectives activate the major crimes team consisting of officers from Bend Police Department, Redmond Police Department, Deschutes County Sheriff's Office, and Oregon State Police. As the search for Kaylee Sawyer continues, another name begins to surface: Edwin Enoch Lara, a 31-year-old security guard at Central Oregon Community College, the same campus where Kaylee is last seen. He is known around the college as quiet and polite. Married to Isabel Ponce Lara, who's a police cadet in the nearby city of Redmond, Edwin seems responsible, dependable, even devout. He is the kind of man people trust to keep them safe. On the night Kaylee vanishes, Edwin works his regular evening security shift, beginning at 3 p.m., ending before dawn, and then drives back home. After a few hours of sleep, Edwin wakes up, and he and Isabel get ready and go to church together, as they normally do on Sundays.
He was very quiet, like on the way to church. Wasn't saying much. This is unusual.
Mm-hmm.
At church, he was just very quiet, very just withdrawn. Like he would usually like grab my hand or something. He wasn't doing it. So when we get out of church, I asked him, "What's wrong with you? What's going on?" And I told him, we've been together for a very long time. I know something's up.
You guys get done with church at about what time?
It's noon.
Okay. Do you drive straight back to Redmond, or did you stop for lunch or anything?
We went back home. Well, we stopped by getting Pizza Hut.
Okay.
And we went home. We ate the pizza. We were there, watched Netflix. And then he told me, he's like, "Let's go see a movie." So I'm like, "All right, let's go see a movie." And then we headed to bed.
Okay.
Watch a movie. So cousin Benny Melvin, he went with us.
Okay. And then when you get out of the movie, what do you do then?
We walked around a little bit, Deal Mill.
Okay.
And then that was it. We got in the car. We went home. We went to go drop off Benny, and we went home.
Okay. Did you guys take the Altima to church?
No, we were in the Jeep.
Okay. Were you in the Jeep everywhere you went that day?
Yeah.
And where was the Altima parked?
In the car. I mean, in the house. Just parked.
On the street or in the driveway?
On the street where he usually parks.
Okay. That's normal? He parks on the street with the Altima?
You know what I just thought about right now? He had the windows cracked open, and he never did that.
Okay.
And I asked him about that, and he said, "Oh, it's hot."
And then when you guys got home, about what time was it from the movie? After you walked around, did you drop Vinny off?
Drop him off. I would say it was late, like 11, maybe towards noon, midnight.
Yeah. And then did you go straight home from there?
From dropping off, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Dropping off, then we went home.
And what did you do from there?
I got home, decided to take a shower. Took a shower. He came into the shower with me. Towards the end of my shower, get out. No, he got out. I was still in the shower. He got out. He had sex. And then we went to bed.
Okay. But do you remember about what time that was?
But I would say maybe 1.
On the surface, it's an ordinary day. But beneath that calm routine, something feels wrong. Isabel notices moments when she seems disconnected, staring off, lost in thought and barely reacting to conversation. She doesn't think much of it at the time and assumes it's fatigue. But Edwin isn't quiet because of exhaustion. It's the weight of something he won't be able to hide much longer.
And so then this morning, do you remember, was he with you in bed the whole time from when you fell asleep?
Yeah.
And what time did you wake up?
I woke up around 9.
Okay. Was he
I got out of the bed. I woke up like around 8:30, but I still stayed in bed. Then I got up like 9.
Okay. Was he in bed with you?
He was in bed with me.
Okay. So he was still in bed by the time you got out at 9. And what time did he wake up after that?
I want to say 10:30-ish, maybe.
We're on Monday now, or on today.
Today, well, I think it's Tuesday now.
Yeah, you're right.
Monday morning.
And how did your morning go?
So I woke up. He told me, "Oh, you're getting up already?" Because usually sleeping.
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm already awake." I'm like, "But you could continue sleeping." So he stayed in bed and I got up. Went outside, turned on the water, sprinklers, turned on TV, was watching TV, and I was just waiting for him to get up so we could start the morning. So he comes out of the room and his eyes were all teary. That's what I'm like, what happened? Tell me what happened. What's wrong? So he sits on the sofa. I turn off the TV. And then he just says that. He's like, I kill a woman. That's what he said. I'm like, what do you mean? Then he's like, I hit her with the car.
And did he tell you which car?
He said the security, the job, the car that they use at the job.
And what did you say to that?
So I'm like, what do you mean? What do you mean you hit her? And he's like, yeah, I hit her and I panicked. And I'm like, what do you mean by you hit her panicking? What did you do?
Did he say, I hit her in a panic?
He said, I don't remember exactly the words that he said, but he said something that he hit her with the car and then he panicked.
Okay.
So then I asked him, like, that's what I was trying for him to explain to me. So you hit her with the car. That's an accident.
Yeah.
Why? What do you mean you panic? What do you mean?
And what did he say?
He just kept saying, I panic. And at that point, he's already, like, he got up and he's already, like, going into the room and walking back and forth. And I'm not really quite understanding what he's telling me.
So when he's walking, he walks to your bedroom? Or?
Yeah, he walks to the bedroom. I think at some point I followed him there and I'm like, explain to me what happened. And then he said, okay, so then he says, at some point, I don't remember if it was back in the living room or went up because he was just walking back and forth. He said that he hit her with the car at work. And I asked him, well, where is there any signs that you hit her or what? And then he said that it was because of the grill. That no, there was no signs. And then I'm like, so what did you do with the body? What? And he's like, I hit her. And I'm like, and then I kept asking him, what does it got to do with you hitting her and now you panic and you hit the body? He wouldn't.
So it didn't make sense to you?
It wasn't making sense to me.
How long did this conversation go on before he left?
It was pretty brief. It was just him moving around. I'm not sure if I don't think he grabbed anything other than he did grab my gun from my purse. And then he just kept saying, I need to go. And then right before he left, he's like, there's her stuff in the shed.
How did he say it again?
He said something in regards to her stuff is in the shed.
Her stuff is in the shed.
And I think it's because I kept telling them, it doesn't make sense. It's like, you're lying to me. It's not. So I feel like he told me that. So I could go see it and say, oh, it is true.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't making sense to me. And I think he was seeing that, like, I wasn't believing it. Like, it felt like a movie. Like, it just... It wasn't making any sense to me. But when I saw the stuff, I'm like, oh,
And he was still there then?
no, years already gone.
What Edwin tells Isabel leaves her stunned. She cannot believe him at first. But before Isabel can fully process what Edwin has just confessed, he grabs her service weapon and the car keys. Moments later, he leaves the house in her blue Nissan Altima. Still in shock, Isabel doesn't know what to do next. The weight of what she has just heard hasn't fully settled in. Acting on instinct, she gets in her car and drives to the Redmond Police Department. Once there, Isabel drops the bombshell. Her husband, Edwin Lara, a campus security guard, has confessed to killing a woman in Bend.
Mrs. Ponce Lara said her husband told her that some of Sawyer's belongings were in the shed at their home in Redmond. She said she went out to the shed and found items belonging to Kaylee. The Central Oregon Major Crimes Team was activated at noon on the 25th. By 5 p.m., the court granted the state's request for a search warrant of Lara's house and car. The warrant was executed shortly thereafter. During that search, numerous items were seized, including Kaylee Sawyer's green purse, which was found in the shed where Lara's wife had described it. Inside Sawyer's purse, police saw a significant amount of blood, a bloody rock, and Kaylee Sawyer's passport. Sawyer's shoes were also found in the bag containing the other items. Police also found Kaylee's car key on a lanyard, as well as a wallet and credit cards. Other items were located, including men's clothing and a pair of black work boots with blood on them. The search warrant for the Nissan was executed at 6:32 p.m. The car was taken to the Oregon State Police Crime Lab in Bend, where it was processed. A number of items with potential DNA bloodstain evidence were seized from the vehicles, as well as items linking the defendant to Kaylee's disappearance. While driving, Lara called the COCC Public Safety Office and he spoke to his supervisor. He told the supervisor to check a particular parking lot. Lara identified it as a crime scene. The supervisor asked the defendant where Kaylee was, and he replied, "She was screaming, so I put her in the car." The defendant went on to explain that because she was screaming, I killed her. The Major Crimes Team, with the assistance of Deschutes County Search and Rescue, located the crime scene. Crime Lab personnel searched the lot and surrounding area for the next 4 hours. During the search, they located numerous items of evidence. Based on the statements made by the defendant in the 911 call, the car he used to flee Redmond was located just after 2 p.m. on July 26. Inside the vehicle was a note with clues that led to the location of Kaylee Sawyer's body. Detectives rushed to that location, hoping that Kaylee was still alive. They quickly found Kaylee's body on the side of the McKenzie Highway, down a ravine between Redmond and Sisters, and as we all know, unfortunately, Katie was deceased. The autopsy revealed that Kaylee died as a result of blunt force trauma to her head. Her injuries further indicate that she fought for her life.
The evidence is damning. It also directly contradicts Edwin's story to Isabel about hitting Kaylee with his car. This is no accident. Within hours, a statewide alert is issued for Edwin Lara and the vehicle he is driving. His photo, description, and license plate number go out to every law enforcement agency in Oregon. The detectives track his phone as it pings in Redmond at 12:22 p.m. on Monday, July 25th. By 7 p.m., another ping shows him in Salem, about 90 miles northwest of Bend. In Salem, Edwin stops for gas, pays in cash, and watches people coming and going from nearby stores. After lingering for several minutes, he spots a young woman walking alone toward her car. At approximately 8:45 p.m., 19-year-old Andreah Mays finishes her shift at the Ross Dress for Less store in Salem. She walks into the parking lot, unlocks her gold Volvo, and sits in the driver's seat. But before she can start the engine, Edwin Lara appears beside her window and points a gun at her. He barges into the passenger seat and orders her to drive south on Interstate 5. During the hours-long drive, Edwin shows her news articles on his phone about Kaylee Sawyer's disappearance. He tells her he killed that woman in Bend and brags about silencing her forever. With every mile, Andreah realizes her situation is becoming more dire. They drive for hours through the night. Edwin's mood shifts constantly. Calm one moment, frantic the next. When Andrea's car begins leaking oil, they stop at a gas station to buy more. Then they pull into a McDonald's, where he keeps the gun trained on her while ordering food. At 11:39 p.m., Edwin orders Andreah to pull into a motel in Cottage Grove, Oregon. Surveillance footage captures them approaching the front desk. Edwin threatens to shoot both Andreah and the clerk if she tries anything. Inside the room, he handcuffs her to the bed and forces her to take sleeping pills. When he makes advances, Andreah lies that she has a transmitted disease. Her bluff works, and Edwin backs off. In the middle of the situation, Edwin's phone rings. He answers in Spanish, his voice tight with panic. Andreah catches fragments of the conversation, enough to sense something has shifted. Edwin mentions helicopters, says they are closing in, and grows more frantic by the second. He ends the call abruptly, saying police are near. Minutes later, at 1:26 a.m., Edwin forces Andreah back into the car and flees the motel. By 5 a.m., they reach Wairika and pull into a Super 8 motel. In the parking lot, 73-year-old Jack Levy, a butterfly photographer, is loading equipment into his car. Edwin parks, grabs Andreah by the hand, and approaches Levy with his gun visible. He demands his car keys, but Levy refuses and shouts for help. Edwin warns him to stop, but Levy calls out a second time. Edwin snaps and pulls the trigger, hitting Levy in the abdomen. Edwin and Andreah then flee on foot about 150 yards to a mobile gas station across from the motel. There, Edwin spots a white Honda Accord with 3 people inside, a 76-year-old grandmother and her 2 teenage grandsons aged 17 and 18. Their father is inside the store buying supplies. Edwin points the gun at them and orders one of the boys to drive south on Interstate 5. When the father comes out of the gas station store, he sees his dog running around the parking lot and his car gone, with his family still inside. He immediately calls 911. The teenage brothers try appealing to Edwin's emotions. They explain it's their grandmother's first time in America, that they had just picked up their grandparents from Canada and wanted to take them home to Los Angeles to show them around. Edwin seems moved by their story. He tells them they're good kids and promises he won't kill them. After driving about 15 miles south on Interstate 5, Edwin orders the teenager to pull over at a rest stop. He releases the grandmother and her 2 grandsons, but keeps Andreah with him. Edwin tells the family not to talk to police and threatens to kill them if they do. But 1 hour after being released, the family contacts the police, reporting they had been dropped off at a rest area on Interstate 5 and were unharmed. Edwin, with Andreah still trapped inside the stolen Honda Accord, continues speeding south on Interstate 5 towards his ultimate goal, reaching his grandfather's house in Los Angeles and then crossing into Mexico. But the California Highway Patrol is already closing in, and Edwin's violent crime spree is about to come to an end. As Edwin continues driving south, he grabs Andreah's cell phone and starts recording himself.
Hi, everybody. I just want to say that I apologize for everything I've done. Most likely I'm going to get caught. And sorry about that girl. About that girl in Central Oregon. And I just want to let family members, Andreah, that she's fine and she will be fine because so far she's been doing what I've been going through. You know, and if you guys are wondering if I have done dirty things to her, no. All right, I'm not that kind of guy. You know, I used to kill that other girl, you know, and I regret it. I regret killing her. You know, she kept screaming and I had to silence her forever. So, you know, like I say, she's still fine. We're driving and she'll be home pretty soon. I'm sorry to her grandma and her family members, to her boyfriend. You know, I'm sorry for everything that I caused. Okay, and you'll see her pretty soon. Okay, tell the cops that not to shoot us, because if they shoot us, then that's not my fault. Okay, but sorry, everybody. Bye.
When he finishes recording, he hands the phone back to Andreah. At gunpoint, he orders her to post the video on Facebook and title it Murderer on the Loose. Andreah refuses at first, telling Edwin she has important people on her Facebook, and this is embarrassing. Edwin threatens to kill her if she doesn't post it. Andreah has no choice, but she is able to quickly change the privacy settings on her Facebook account to private, limiting the video's distribution to only herself. Edwin is now driving at reckless speeds, exceeding 100 miles per hour, sometimes reaching 120. He weaves in and out of traffic, honks at people, and drives erratically and dangerously. Around 6:30 a.m., a California Highway Patrol officer spots the speeding white Honda Accord and attempts to pull Edwin over. Edwin speeds away, and a high-speed chase ensues on Interstate 5. At 6:49 a.m. on Tuesday, July 26, 2016, Edwin calls 911.
911 emergency reporting.
Yes, hi. This is Edwin Lara, and I'm the guy on Interstate 5, going at high speed. I know you guys have the chopper on me already.
Yeah.
And I just want to say I am going to turn myself in.
Okay, where are you at?
Okay, I'm on I-5. I think close to Redding, if I'm right. So, you know, I am wanted for murder in the state of Oregon.
Okay. Are you by yourself or?
No, I have someone with me. I kidnapped her in Oregon. She's innocent. Her name is Andreah. What's your last name? I'll let her give her last name so you can call her family, okay?
Okay.
Just give me a second.
Hello? Yeah, hi. What's your name? Andreah.
Andreah, what's your last name?
Name, M-A-E-S.
Okay, are you hurt at all, Andreah?
No.
No? Okay.
Edwin's narcissism is clearly revealed during the call. Even after terrorizing multiple families across 2 states, his focus is entirely on his own comfort and safety.
I want to ask you a favor.
Uh-huh.
So I have asthma.
You have asthma? Okay.
Yeah, so you tell them not to be too rough on me because, you know, I can't barely breathe right now.
Do you have any weapons with you?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I do have a gun on me. I am not gonna flash the gun, so you tell them not to shoot me.
Okay.
No, I don't want to die.
Okay, you stick by your word, though. I'll let them know.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I'm gonna let them know. You know, don't hurt Andrea. You know, she's a nice girl.
The girl that's with you, how old is she? Andrea, how old is she?
How old are you? She's 19.
19 years of age? Okay.
Yeah.
Does she have any weapons or anything, or?
Nah, she doesn't.
She doesn't.
I honestly, I did kidnap her. You want me to throw my gun out of the window right now?
No, not right now. No, don't do that right now.
All right.
I just want you to stop safely.
I can just give it to Andrea, see if she wants to kill me.
No.
And then comes the confession. But there is no remorse in his voice. Each word sounds deliberate, measured. He focuses on how this story will be heard, how his apology will be received, what kind of deal he can make.
I know this is being recorded, and, you know, I just want to say to the family of Kaylee that, you know, I am sorry. I'm sorry for what I did to her, and in time I will tell them where the body is. You know, I will just, that way she can rest in peace. You know.
Do you want to let me know, or just have this recorded where it is?
No, I remember.
Okay.
So, I mean, hopefully the police officer doesn't shoot me, you know, and I'll survive, you know.
Yeah. Well,
but
we're not going to let that happen. Like, you just do what you're supposed to do and do what you're told to do.
I left a vehicle with a note, you know, and what is that place called? In Salem, Oregon.
Okay.
Yeah, in the, what's the mall called? The Ross. Yeah, there is a Ross in the Lancaster in Salem.
And what is it called?
What is the, you know the address to the mall?
Oh, the mall.
Yeah, it's a Ross. A Ross Mall.
Ross or?
Ross, R-O-S-S.
Oh, Ross Mall.
Yeah. So, or a store, whatever you want to call it. So it's a store. I left a station wagon, you know, that I sold from my parents. Well, I was borrowing it. I told them that I was going to borrow it. And so I drove it all the way to Salem, and I parked it right in front of the mall, and there's a note there just in case. Hopefully not, but just in case I die.
What kind of car was it? You said it was a station wagon?
Yeah, it's a station wagon. It's registered to my stepfather.
So, Edwin, are you going to stop for the officers?
Yeah, I am. As soon as I'm done talking to you, I'll stop.
I'll stay on the line with you. I just want to make sure you stop safely and just think about what you're doing as well.
Okay, I'll let you talk to Andrea.
Okay, are you going to stop?
Yeah, I'm going to stop.
Okay, once you stop, make sure they can see your hands at all time, okay?
All right, just tell them I'm going to go into that casino.
You're going to go into the casino?
Yep. I'm not going to go inside the building, just into the parking lot.
You're just going to stop in the parking lot?
Yes. That way we get out of the freeway, because I don't want to put the officers in danger.
Okay, so once you get there to the parking lot, can you just make sure they see your hands at all times?
Yes, I will.
Where's your gun at?
I promise. It's in between my legs. Okay, I'll let you talk to Andrea.
Okay, and just don't hang up.
I'm not. Don't hang up.
Hello?
Yeah, hi, Andrea. Are you
Hi.
okay? You don't need any medical or anything?
No.
Okay, so Edwin, where's his gun at? Does he have it still between his legs?
I don't know.
Can you see it? He said he had it between his legs. Is he stopping?
Yeah.
He is stopping? Okay, make sure your hands are up too and stuff. I know you're on the phone right now, but just hold your hand up so they can see your hands too.
Okay.
I'm going to stay on the line with you until the officers get there, okay? And you're going to be okay. Andrea? Does he have his hands up?
Yeah.
He does have his hands up? Okay. Just help them make sure that the officers...
Hey, who are you? Tell him I can't.
He said he can't hear her.
Do I get out or do I?
You tell him we're letting the officers know that he can't hear her.
He's already walking towards them.
He's walking towards them. Tell him to make sure he holds his hands up.
Yeah, he is.
He is? Tell him to turn around and don't walk towards him. He can walk backwards towards him.
I can't. He's too far.
Okay. And if you want to do the same, once he gets out and stuff, just turn around and walk backwards towards him. Don't walk facing him.
Okay. Do I stay on the line with you?
Once you get out, I'll go ahead and disconnect the line. Once you get out, can you see, do they have him in custody already?
They're putting the cuffs on him right now.
Putting the cuffs on him?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to hang up and just get out and you walk backwards towards him with your hands up, okay?
Okay.
Okay, Andrea, it's going to be okay.
She told me to stay in the car.
She told you to stay in the car? Okay, then whatever instructions they give you, then do that.
Okay.
Around 7 a.m., Edwin finally pulls over on the shoulder of Interstate 5 near Corning, California. Dashcam footage from a California Highway Patrol vehicle captures the entire arrest. Edwin Laura's 48-hour multi-state crime spree is finally over. Shortly after Edwin's arrest, officers also put handcuffs on Andrea. Detectives initially believe she is Edwin's accomplice and arrest her. Andrea is taken to Tehama County Jail and held for approximately 3 hours. Detectives interrogate her, trying to determine if she was involved in Edwin's crimes. It takes nearly 3 hours of questioning before they conclude she is purely a victim, not a perpetrator. She is released Wednesday morning after all charges are dropped. At the Tehama County Jail, detectives from Oregon arrive within hours. They are there for answers about Kaylee Sawyer. Edwin agrees to talk to them.
Hi, my name is Sergeant Beckwith. I'm not. Wait, I shouldn't introduce myself because you guys know me. We know a little bit, right? So a couple things. We got some housekeeping items to talk about before we start talking about things. They're going to be your Miranda rights and your right to counselor. Okay. And then I wanted to talk to you, just to let you know where I'm coming from, because it sounds like you've done a lot of good things, even to this point. And so we're not really concerned about the NDA at this point. It's going to be about, finding her. Okay.
The detectives immediately frame Edwin as someone who has done good things. By reducing the severity of his actions, they try to encourage his cooperation.
I'm an all my cards on the table kind of guy. Okay, I'm not going to come here and try to be all tricky or whatever. Detective McLaughlin's the same way. Okay?
Well, all I got to say is that I want to go home.
Okay.
I'm going to do everything possible to go home.
Yes, sir. And home meaning Oregon?
Yes.
Okay.
Home, right?
Yeah, we're working on that as well. Okay? Mm-hmm. So that's something we're working on.
This exchange reveals Edwin's primary psychological driver, self-preservation. Everything he does in this interrogation is calculated to serve that goal.
Here's the thing I just want to get to the nitty-gritty. We have not been able to find Kaylee's body. Can you please help me find her body immediately before we start talking about anything else? The reason why I'm asking you that is I've done this a bunch of times.
I want to tell you where the body is.
Yeah.
I do. But I want to get home first.
Okay.
Edwin knows that finding Kaylee's body is the detective's top priority, and he uses that knowledge to extract what he wants: extradition back to Oregon. Detectives, however, continued to build emotional pressure.
We can't change what happened, the three of us in this room. And people will care more about what happens right now than what happened before. So we know that you've been talking to some people, et cetera, right? And because we have different jurisdictions, I can assure you that right now the DA's office is working on allowing us to take you back to Oregon, okay? But they're still working on that, okay? So in the meantime, we need to consider some things, okay? If this information gets to other people that you were like, hell yeah, I'm going to tell you, but only until I get what I want, they might try to think of this about something different than what it is, right? You know from your training and your education that we have a massive load of resources right now dedicated to one thing, and that's to serve the victim's family, okay? And they need that. And they need that right now. And so I need you to remember that it doesn't matter so much about what happened as what you do now.
Yeah.
And you know this, man. A man wants to do a math.
So before, can I say the story what happened first?
Yeah, as you're drawing, please, or whatever you'd like to do, sir.
Edwin agrees to draw the map, but he also wants to tell his story. Research on criminal confession shows that offenders who voluntarily confess often do so not out of pure guilt, but out of a need to control how their actions are interpreted. This is exactly what Edwin is doing here.
So that's Highway 126.
126 highway.
Mm-hmm.
That's going towards Salem.
Correct.
Do you know that Shoots River?
Shoots River.
That's
okay, are we closer to Redmond?
Closer to Redmond?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so about, I'm thinking maybe not even 10 miles. Just keep going. Okay. There's a mailbox right here. It reads 18700. It's right across.
It's going to be on the south side of the road. So if this is north, like the...
yeah, it's north. It's going to be on the south side.
Okay. And this is going to be east towards Redmond, correct? And this is going to be west towards Sisters.
Mm-hmm.
This is a map he's driven.
Yeah.
This is the Deschutes River, Highway 126 from Redmond towards Sisters. Yeah. There's a mailbox with this number on it. He said it's directly across from this mailbox on the south side of the highway. How far off the highway?
It's just right there. You'll see it right away.
It says you'll see it right away.
Buried in the ditch.
Is it buried or?
It's not buried. It's
Just in the ditch itself?
just in the ditch.
Okay, south side of the highway across from that mailbox. Correct.
With the location of the body now confirmed, detectives move on to the next question. What really happened that night?
What happened, man? What happened? Like the straight up, what happened?
So I was putting the signs up where there's an event going on.
It's a college.
It's cyclists. You know, I was in a hurry because I wanted to get out of here. And I was going to turn south on College Way on the D4 lot. So I was going to turn south on the do not enter area there. And I didn't see her. She was wearing all black. So I was in a hurry, so it was my fault. And I wasn't expecting anybody, you know, at that time of night. So I just turned and I mean, I didn't hit her that hard. I used bumper with the patrol car, bumped her with the front rack. And she fell down.
This is Edwin's first narrative construction. He frames the initial encounter as accidental, minimizing his culpability. This is a classic self-justification pattern seen in offenders who cannot reconcile their self-image with their actions.
And at first I thought, you know, first thing I was, oh, I killed her, you know, but I didn't hit her that hard. So I got out the car and she was really drunk. And then she looks at me and then she started screaming.
She started screaming at you.
She did. So I panicked and I just grabbed her by the throat. I told her, shut up, shut up, shut up. So she passed out. I put her on the back of the patrol car. Drove her up the B12 lot. And then I was panicking. I didn't know what to do. She already seen me. She saw my face. So I opened the door. And that's when she came back. She started screaming again. So I grabbed a chokehold. And I was telling her, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up. She was just struggling to scream. So I threw her down and I hit her with a rock on the head. After that, I dragged her body behind the tree there and I hit her with another rock. And that's when I think she died because I heard her breathing her last breath.
This is the first time Edwin admits intentional lethal violence. But even in this moment of brutal honesty, he cannot accept full responsibility. He externalizes the blame.
And then with your body there, I went to the sauna gym. I tried to wash off everything, all the dirt from my clothes. I had a stain on my shirt. I was wearing the bike patrol shirt. I had a red stain. I couldn't take that off, so I started washing my pants and my boots on the sauna gym. I went into the men's restroom right in front of the main entrance of the south entrance of the Zama. Then after being there, I just walked towards the women's gym or shower, and I went into the shower and I started washing off all the dirt in my pants. And then I looked at the watch and it was like 1:50 or whatever, and my shift was almost over. And I know Adam Nieder was in the office, so I'm like, hey, I'm usually never late. I'm out of here when my shift ends. I better get there. So I got there like around 2:01 or something like that. I was full of dirt, and he wanted to talk to me about something. And I wasn't facing him because I saw this scratch in my face. And I was scared that he was going to see it because I knew that you guys were going to investigate us. I knew that for a fact. Because I'm not dealing with stupid people, right? Yeah. So I panicked and, I just let him talk, and I acted like I was doing something on the computer, and I was just saying, oh, yes, yes. And I tried telling him something, but I was so nervous that he was able to understand me, what I was saying. He goes, what? And I said it again, and he wasn't able to understand me. So at the end, I think he just left it like that. He didn't ask me any more questions. But I don't think he realized anything bad. I just think he probably thought I was tired or something. Because I told him, I'm tired, I want to go home. Then, when I was walking out, I'm like, okay, I need to get rid of her, because if they find her up in the boy 12 lot, they're going to know it was one of us, and it's going to be me, because Adam was in the office, all night long, doing some paperwork.
Edwin is hyper aware of how he appears. He manipulates his interaction with his supervisor to avoid suspicion. This is not the behavior of someone in shock. It's the behavior of someone actively covering his tracks.
So I drove back up there. I put on my car. I grabbed a trash can first from the Boyle Education Center, from the study room. I grabbed a trash can or a trash bag. I drove up the hill again and just put her head inside the bag. Put her in the trunk of my car and just drove out of there.
Your personal car?
Yeah.
Which car is that?
The Nissan. You guys haven't found that yet?
Yeah, we found it.
Okay.
But it's not fair for me to put words in your mouth, So you gotta ask.
Edwin is still tracking what detectives know and what they don't. He wants to know if they found his Nissan because he needs to assess his exposure, calculate the risk, and determine whether there is forensic evidence in that car that will contradict the story he is telling.
So what happened next?
So I drove her to a ditch by close to my parents' house, and she was kind of heavy, so I just grabbed her and pretty much ripped everything off her, like her clothes. I threw her in the ditch, and then I went back home and I was like, okay, they gotta find her pretty quick, so I gotta move her, put her somewhere else that they're not gonna be able to find her. So next day, actually it was the following night, while my wife was sleeping, I just got up without her noticing that I was, that I left, and I wanted to move the body again
to its location with your folks. The first place where you put Kaylee.
I think
Is it near your parents? Like, how close to your parents' house?
so the street is
Hemlock?
Hemlock, I think it is.
Helmholtz?
Helmholtz. Yes, Helmholtz and Amber, right in the corner. There is a little, I don't know what that, I think it might be a little creek or a lake or something right there, so pretty close to that. So I just threw her body right there, and then I came back following night, I guess, dumped her. You know, and at this time I was feeling really bad, you know, because I've never killed anybody, and I feel really bad about her, about the girl. She didn't deserve to die. And I was feeling really bad about what we went to. Because she's my everything. And I know that most likely I will die in prison, you know. And that's going to be one of the things that I'm going to take in my heart. And the regret of killing this girl. And I know this is being recorded, and apologize to the parents. To the dad, I know the dad has been looking for her non-stop. I apologize. She looked like a really nice girl. She didn't deserve what I did.
Edwin's self-centeredness is unmistakable. His primary concern is his future in prison, the burden he will carry, and the regret that will consume him. The apology to Kaylee's parents is brief and half-hearted, inserted almost as an afterthought.
So, one day after I moved her body, the second time, or the first time, second time, I should say, I woke up with this thing in my heart, like heavy, you know, and I'm like, so I knew that from the moment I told my wife she's going to turn me in, because I know her. And she loves her job, and she loves what she's doing now. I knew she was going to do it, no matter how much she loves me. So I told her with that purpose. I told her, I killed this girl. I'm going to walk out of here. I'm going to drive out of here. You do your thing. She's like, why are you putting me in that spot? I'm like, because I know you're going to do the right thing. I know you're not going to be my accomplice, because you're not that type of woman. So she kept telling me, please don't leave. Just turn yourself in. And I'm like, I don't want to spend the rest of my life in prison. You know, I don't want to get death penalty. I don't like that.
Edwin frames his confession to his wife as an act of moral courage and honor. He says he knew she would turn him in, yet he told her anyway, with that purpose. But the psychological reality is far darker. Edwin does not confess out of remorse. He confesses because he is cracking under pressure.
Did you have some of Kaylee's stuff at the house?
Yeah.
Can you tell me about that, please?
Okay, so I grabbed it from the patrol car, and I put it in my car with the intention of getting rid of it, because I actually grabbed her phone from the purse with my bare hands. I didn't use any gloves. So I was scared that my fingerprints were going to be all over that purse. So I grabbed the purse and I put it in the car because I'm like, well, I don't think there's fingerprints in her body. But there's fingerprints on the purse, so I can leave the purse. So I grabbed the purse, and when I was driving out of the campus on Portland Avenue, I threw the phone on the Chutes River. Is that the Chutes River? On the park?
Yes.
So I threw the phone in the river.
Which phone is that?
Her phone.
Where was it?
It was in her purse.
Why did you throw it in the river?
Because they were gonna find it. If I throw it somewhere else. And I mean, I knew sooner or later I was gonna get caught. And for a fact. And
you was trying to buy some time.
I was trying to buy some time so I can say bye to my family, I guess.
The detectives have just heard Edwin admit to removing evidence from the crime scene and deliberately destroying it to delay detection. They will now use this admission to dismantle Edwin's entire narrative.
So a couple things you need to understand, and we're finally getting to the real problem here. We really are. Is you knew she was never getting out the car the moment you shut that door. Well, let me finish. You need to let me finish, right? Because I know this, okay? Because you said we were hookers. She's like, no. Immediately you go to give me your purse and your phone.
Well, I knew she wasn't going to get out.
She wasn't going to survive that encounter, was she?
No.
Because you can't rape her and let her live, can you?
And she can't make a phone call if you have it.
I wasn't going to.
Well, you can't let her live.
Edwin, we're missing something here, man.
Look, yeah, I know what you guys are thinking, and it makes perfect sense. It does.
Because
why would you ask for her purse? What was in your head that made you want her purse?
Because,
just in case she had a gun, she could defend herself.
She was going to use her phone
to call 911. Call for help.
So, but listen to this. According to your story, this is where it does not make sense. If your intent isn't already there to do some kind of harm or some kind of evil to her, some friggin' evil that's there, bro. It's there. You just gotta face it down, man. You can't cower away from it. You face that damn thing down right now. If you know the only way, if you don't have intent in her head, your thought is, I gotta keep that phone away from her because she's gonna call for help before anything bad's even happened. You've already made a decision. Am I right or am I wrong? Tell me.
So I made the decision at that time to silence her,
to kill her. Let's be real. When you say silence her, you mean kill her. Is that correct?
Okay. Because
when did you make that decision?
When she started screaming, because she has seen my face.
But you already grabbed her phone. You already kept her away from making a call for help or contacting someone. So you're already preserving yourself. So I'm thinking it's before. When you ask for the purse, I think you already know in your head, I'm going to silence her. I'm going to kill her. Why else would you ask?
So when she gave me her, she had her phone, because I knew her phone was back there. It just clicked on my head, and I put her purse back there, her phone is in there. So I told her, give me purse. So
tell me exactly how you said, give me your purse. Say exactly how you said it.
Okay, so I want to give me your fucking purse.
Just like that?
Just like that.
Okay.
So she hands over the purse, and I'm like, your phone is not in here. She goes, yes, it is. So I start digging in the purse with this hand, and I find phone is there. So, very relieved, but at this time she's struggling with the door, and I'm telling her, shut up.
The detectives directly challenge Edwin's story, pointing out the logical inconsistencies. If Edwin only panicked after Kaylee screamed, why did he take her purse and phone before she had any reason to call for help?
You know why you felt relieved when you found that phone? You know why? Tell me why you felt
she wasn't calling for help.
And she was never going to get away.
Because she had seen my face already.
You saw her see your face. And you already knew what you were going to do.
No.
You were going to silence her. You already told us that.
Well, yeah, but
why else would you grab her phone?
Because from the moment, that's when I knew that she wasn't a hooker.
And she's going to tell. She's going to say something.
If I let her out of the car, she's going to go say, hey, security guard raped me or something.
As Edwin sinks deeper into his web of lies, the detectives press the central question. Why did he pick up Kaylee at all?
I think she honestly thought that I was going to do something.
You were, man. Edwin, that's the problem. Right now, you were. You absolutely.
At first I wasn't.
Yes, you were.
No, I wasn't.
Well, sir, let me back up. Let's just settle this right now. When you saw that girl and you picked her up, were your intentions to help her because you're a security guard on the campus and people look up to you? Was your intent to find some way to help her? Or was your intent to find a way to help her, either by paying for or taking? And when things went south, you knew you had to kill her because now the person she looks to for safety and security wants something from her that she doesn't want to give him.
So when I picked her up, because, usually when we help someone, we call her on the radio.
Did you call her on the radio?
No, because I thought she was over. And I asked why.
That's why I didn't call her on the radio.
That's why I didn't call her on the radio. And when I realized she wasn't up there, I felt discovered. Oh, crap. Now she's going to go tell the whole world that I was looking for.
Oh, wow. How weird would that be for a dude to be looking for? See what I'm saying? And that's not that bad. Dudes look for.
Well, yeah, but not a security guard that is supposed to protect.
Edwin articulates his own motive. He killed Kaylee to preserve his position, his reputation, his marriage, and his life. Her life became expendable the moment she threatened his self-image. Near the end of the interrogation, the detectives ask Edwin a final question. Where does this violence come from? His answer is chilling.
I think all throughout my life, I have struggled with somehow the urge to kill. But what has helped me not develop that, in a sense, was when I married my wife. It kind of dissipated because I had something to look forward to. Before that, I didn't have nothing.
But somewhere along the line, the structure that once suppressed his urges begins to crumble. And on July 24th, 2016, when a vulnerable woman walks alone through the darkness, temptation aligns with opportunity. Before ending the interrogation, the detectives request that Edwin reads aloud a letter he has written to Kaylee's father. This is a strategic moment. The detectives want the letter on the recording as evidence of Edwin's emotional state, his apparent remorse, and the words he chooses.
Is this addressed to Dad?
Yeah, the last one is received.
Okay. I think it would play pretty well on recording if we read this out loud. It might show some of your emotion. Might show.
Want me to read it?
I would love you to read it. Thank you, sir.
I've been trying to ask Kaylee for forgiveness, but I don't think her soul hears my crying because God doesn't allow the devil to talk to angels. However, I know Kaylee hears you, and if you find it within your heart, please ask her to forgive me. Please, I beg you. Please. I know that I will spend the rest of my life asking God to forgive me, but I don't think He will. Sir, this is directed to her dad. I'm not sure what your name is, but I know for a fact that you loved your daughter. I read something that you were desperately looking for her, and that touched the little heart I have within me. I say little heart a little bit because a man like me don't have a heart. Please forgive me, Spirit. Please forgive me. And please ask your wife to forgive me too. I fail you. I fail my community. I fail everyone, including my family. I am really sorry. I beg you. A man like me doesn't deserve the job I had, and I will never have it again. The COCC. No one has to pay for my evil doing. Every officer on the campus are great men and women. I am sorry to my community. I am sorry because I fail you. I am sorry for wearing the badge. I am sorry for ever being part of CPS. I ask the college and community to forgive me. I am sorry, Jim Bennett. I fail you. May Kaylee Sawyer rest in peace.
With the interrogation complete and Edwin's confession on record, the detective's priority shifts immediately to locating Kaylee's body. Edwin has given specific directions. Highway 126, near milepost 100 in the Dry Creek area, across from mailbox 18700, just off the south side of the road. Within hours, detectives are dispatched to the coordinates, and Kaylee's body is found exactly where Edwin says it would be. An autopsy is performed, and the cause of death is ruled as blunt force trauma to the head. The injuries are consistent with Edwin's confession about using rocks. But her body also provides additional evidence that the interrogation does not fully explore. Kaylee has been assaulted. She was raped before she was murdered. Defensive wounds on her hands and under her fingernails show that Kaylee clawed, scratched, and fought back against her attacker. Most critically, Edwin's DNA is found under her fingernails. The Nissan Altima Edwin uses to flee his home is found a few blocks from his parents' house in Redmond. He had swapped it for their Subaru before heading to Salem and beginning his multi-state crime spree. Detectives photograph the vehicle and begin a forensic examination. Inside the trunk, they discover a significant amount of dried blood. Testing confirms it belongs to Kaylee. Blood is also found on the rear bumper, and multiple drops of dried blood appear on the exterior of the vehicle as well. From the trunk, detectives recover a plastic bag. It also contains Kaylee's blood. Alongside these findings, they identify hair, fibers, DNA, and other biological material consistent with Kaylee's body having been transported in the vehicle. Significant blood evidence is also discovered on Lot B12. Drag marks and a trail of blood lead into the brush where Kaylee's body had been dragged behind a tree. Edwin's patrol car also holds evidence of the brutal attack. When detectives examine the car, they find no damage to the exterior, contradicting Edward's claim that he accidentally backed into Kaylee. But the interior tells a different story. Kaylee's blood, DNA, hair, and fibers are present throughout the back seat and carpet. Edwin Lara is arraigned in Deschutes County Circuit Court on August 26, 2016, about 2 months after Kaylee's murder. He is charged with 4 counts of aggravated murder in the death of Kaylee Sawyer. And at this initial arraignment, Edwin pleads not guilty to all 4 counts. With his confession and the evidence against him, it appears to be a straightforward case. But prosecutors face a critical legal problem when Edwin's 6-hour confession is ruled inadmissible and excluded from trial. But the physical evidence is so overwhelming that rather than going to trial, Edwin pleads guilty to aggravated murder on January 22, 2018. By entering the guilty plea, he avoids the death penalty, which prosecutors had previously indicated they would seek. On January 22, 2018, Edwin Lara is sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole for Kaylee Sawyer's murder in Oregon. On April 25, 2019, he receives a second life sentence in federal court for kidnapping and carjacking. He is currently serving this sentence at Snake River Correctional Facility in Ontario, Oregon.